Randy Jo Ampt and her family were exhausted by the time they reached their hotel. Needless to say, it was an unwelcome surprise to hear loud teenagers in the hallway, so she asked them to quiet down. Then she found a message from them in her room. Ampt, a substitute teacher and professional photographer, lived in Indianapolis, Indiana with her family of 5. She, John, her husband, and their 3 children, Keldon, Riley, and John, had just returned from a family vacation in October of 2017. Rather than falling back into the routine of day-to-day life, though, the Ampt family were faced with an unexpected twist of events. "We came home to our house completely flooded with water," Randy told Fox 59 News in Indianapolis. While the Ampts were away, one of their toilets in their house broke. The break caused a leak so bad that their family home was almost destroyed. They were left with no other choice but to check into a hotel while their property was repaired and restored, a task that would take several weeks. Although the Ampts had a roof over their heads, the family still felt the strain caused by the water damage. And after a particularly long day, their exhaustion came to a head when the kids couldn't get to sleep for an unexpected reason. Ampt wrote in a Facebook post, "A couple nights ago, I was so tired from everything we've been through with our toilet breaking and our house flooding. We were getting back to the hotel fairly late after the hour-long round-trip drive to Boy Scouts and basketball practice. For those reasons, Ampt and her husband did their best to get their children to sleep as soon as possible. However, teenagers were loud in the hallway for a while," the mom of 3 wrote. She admitted that at that moment she was frustrated by their behavior. Randy told Indianapolis's WTHR News, "I wanted to go out and tell them, quiet down, we have kids trying to sleep in here." However, the mom of 3 held off. She wanted to talk to the teens when she was in a better frame of mind. Indeed, the mom of 3 hoped that she could speak to them with kindness and hopefully receive the same in response. Randy didn't see any of the teenagers the next morning when she went to eat breakfast, but her son spotted them. He reported that all of them wore jackets emblazoned with the word Kansas. Randy then read they were part of the FFA convention happening in town that weekend. Although the organization once brought together the country's aspiring farmers, FFA stands for Future Farmers of America, they broadened their scope in the late 1990s. Now students with all different dreams join FFA to learn leadership and career-building skills through agricultural education. Knowing the loud neighbors were leaders in training could well have made it easier for Ampt to make her next move. The day after she heard the teenagers in the hallway, she noticed that their hotel room door was slightly ajar. It was then that Ampt felt ready to speak to the group about their noise level. "I said, I know you're in town for the FFA convention, and we want you to have fun while you're here, but you were a little loud last night and you woke up my kids. I was just hoping you could be a little quieter tonight," she recalled. Ampt also told the teens all that her family had endured with their flooded house. With that, the FFA members instantly showed their compassion. "The young man who answered the door told me he was very sorry about what we're going through," she wrote on a Facebook post. But the exchange was far from over. A little while later, as Ampt prepared to go to bed, she noticed something. Someone had slipped a note under the door. When she opened it, she couldn't believe what she saw. The message said, "We are more than sorry for waking you and your family up the past few nights. We hope everything goes well with your new house." The teens had also enclosed $40 inside of the note. The mother of 3 was stunned by the teens' generosity. In a world where some people sit behind screens and become angry on social media, this young man restored my faith that the next generation can make eye contact and show compassion to the person right in front of them, Randy wrote. The FFA students and the Ampts crossed paths again the next morning. This meant that the family was able to thank the teenagers for their kind gesture. The teens said they'd learned their ways from the convention they were attending. Randy's husband told WTHR News, "They passed these cards out to all the kids and said, go find somebody in need and do something for them, and then give them the card so they can pay it forward." Upon hearing that, the Ampts followed suit. The Ampts decided to funnel the $40 into a greater donation drive to raise money for the homeless. Once the fundraiser ended, the family of 5 said they'd either give the cash directly to the community or buy them the items they needed, like warm mittens and hats. For the Ampts, the whole experience highlighted just how much they had, even if their house was momentarily in disrepair. The mom of 3 said, "We still have a roof over our heads, even if we're in a hotel. There are a lot of people that don't. We realize how blessed we are."